Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Loki Subaru in Port Richey, Florida, because guess what? We're here specifically to ask a very important question that I know a lot of you have on your minds. Should you get down here now and buy a 2020 Subaru WRX STI, or should you wait for the 2021 edition, all new generation? That really is something that is on people's minds and they're trying to figure out what to do. So let's talk a little bit about the STI first of all. Here in the United States, nowhere else, came earlier in other countries, but here in the United States, it was 2004 when we first got an STI. We were actually late to the party. Here's the crazy news. Even though we were late to the party in 2004, a lot of other countries that had Subaru WRX STIs before us, they don't have them. So I guess in the end, it all balanced out and whatnot, but this is officially the last generation. Now, there are some changes for 2020, which I'm gonna point out. This isn't gonna be a full overall review of every single aspect. I will leave a link. If you wanna see a full review of a 2020 STI, I do have that, and that will be at the end of this video, but I really wanna focus, what are things that I think are really important about this car, and talk about some of the things for 2021. So let's go ahead, dive into this end of the generation, last generation of this particular STI with the EJ motor. Remember, the EJ motor's been around forever, since before dinosaurs walked the earth. This is it for it. So 2015 to 2020 is this generation. Let's see what we're working with. Now remember, in 2018, when this generation received a refresh, got rid of the fog lamps. Now, I am happy to say for 2020, as it's going out, we have all new lower air intakes. You have the gloss black finish, and if you notice, you can see the openings both top and bottom. That air is going to be brought into the engine compartment. I like the horizontal slot, just to give it a little bit character, a little definition. If you know your Subarus, you would know that in 2018, when they redesigned this, not only did they get rid of the fog lamp, but this was just flat and it was non-functional. There was an opening, but it didn't lead anywhere. This one is functional. You are getting those full LED adaptive headlights. And then as you come across the front, I really like that nice, wide, aggressive look with that STI badge. It's gonna be interesting to compare this to the 2021, because remember, 2021 is gonna be on the all-new Subaru global architecture. It's actually the last model in their lineup to receive that treatment. 70% more rigid overall, plus it lowers the center of gravity. So the new Subaru could handle, the STI could handle a lot different than this one. Will we see that iconic open hood scoop on the new 2021? Who knows? I'm gonna say yes, of course it's gonna be there, because there's certain styling cues of this car that make it an STI, that make it that Subaru rally car of the past in the present form, and that functional opening is definitely something that screams Subaru rally car. Now, when we come around the corner here, one thing we'll have to see if it continues is that this is a 19-inch wheel. 2018 was the first time that they actually featured a 19-inch wheel on an STI. Will they go to a 20-inch wheel? Would they go back to an 18? These wheels, though, are the same exact wheel from 2018. New for 2020 is the machined finish to them. So don't think that this is a totally different wheel. It's not. It's just the machine finish that you see gives it a different look. 6 piston calipers. What color will they go with? Will they go with an 8 piston caliper? Will they keep the 6 piston on the 2021? What I really want to stress is a lot of the things that I'm talking about are unknowns. We don't know. So if you're saying to yourself right now, I'm not getting a 2020, I want to get a 2021, do you even know if you're going to like the way it looks or the way it drives? We don't know yet. So that really is a big question. What we do know, you know all the known quantities of this STI. Let's go ahead and continue down the side. Even though this design's been around since 2015 overall, I still love the body lines of this particular generation. Is the roof line a little high? Sure, it is. There's a lot of glass separating the top of the door to the roof line here, but you know what? It still has great proportions, especially with that lower side sill extension. What I'm hoping is for the 2021, we see a little bit more flared fender. And I know one thing that a lot of people are hoping for is the return of a hatchback. Now, what's interesting is in 2008, when they came out with the STI, totally redesigned, that was only available in a hatch, a lot of people are up in arms. Now that it's gone, everybody loves the hatch. So it's confusing and it's interesting, the psychology of the human mind. We want something when we don't have it, but then when we get it, we don't want it. So that's all for another psychology lesson kind of day. But love the lines overall, that flared fender look in the rear. And then of course, I'm hoping and I'm praying, I'm rubbing my lucky rabbit's foot right now in my pocket, that you're gonna get a nice large wing. I know a lot of people are saying, well, this is too boy racer, I'm an adult, I really don't want it. You have options, you could get the wing delete, but nothing screams more STI Subaru rally car than the hood scoop and the large rear wing. Another thing I am hoping that will be there for 2021 to kind of sweeten up the deal is the return of gold BBS wheels, or at least gold wheels, period. It'd be nice to have color options for wheels, maybe a black, a silver, or a gray, and the gold would be really nice. But out back for the 2020 STI, still that same overall look that's been around since 2015. Remember, for 2015, there was no WRX nameplate anywhere on this, which is quite interesting, or the Impreza nameplate. Even on the window sticker, it does not say Impreza anywhere. But let's go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering, if you can remember this STI. All right, guys, there is the variable that is the known variable. That is that EJ Motor 2.5 liter flat 4 turbocharged engine. It's been around since 2004. Has there been some revisions? Sure, there has been some slight revisions. Now it's pumping out 310 horsepower, 290 pound-feet of torque, MPG 17 in the city, 22 on the highway. The wonderful thing about this engine is gonna be that hydraulic steering pump. This still has a hydraulic steering, rack and pinion, gives you feedback like no other. Will the 2021 have it? I'm gonna say no. It doesn't make any sense for Subaru to continue that on a new setup for the new generation. So how will the feedback be? That's yet to be determined. Also, the gearbox in this STI is different from your WRX. Even though they're both 6 speeds, will this 6-speed, the one it's more mechanical and feel, it really feels more rally car-ish, if that's a word, I'm making up words here on Rady's Rides, will that continue for the 2021? And of course, will the 2021 have unequal length headers? Now, this has unequal length headers, which gives it that boxer rumble sound. It's hard to hear with the stock exhaust, but many people don't keep these exhausts stock very long. What will it be like to not have a Subaru STI at least? The WRX doesn't have the boxer rumble anymore because it's equal length headers on the FA motor. How will it be to have an STI without that boxer rumble? But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see what this sounds like for the last time. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Subaru WRX STI. What's interesting is over in Japan, they are selling a final edition that they're gonna sell 555 of them. That number is very famous if you know your Subaru history. That was the sponsorship of the British tobacco brand 555 cigarettes. That is why they're doing 555, because that became synonymous with Subaru and rally car and really got that whole blue gold imagery combination together. It does feature the gold BBS wheels. We are getting the S209, and of course in 2018 we had the Type RA, but we're not getting a final edition. Now, MSRP on this particular one is $42,000. Will the 2021, the new generation, be more? I'm sure it's gonna be. The question is how much more? Now, one thing I do like about the interior of this generation is they brought it up a bigger level. I'm hoping they have some new type of pod like we have now, a gauge pod that has the boost gauge. Maybe they'll somehow incorporate a different way. I'm also keeping my fingers crossed that they'll have the 11.6-inch infotainment screen rather than the one that you see on this particular model, the 7-inch screen. That would really bring up the fit, feel, and finish really nicely. We talked about the transmission. What are they gonna do? Is it gonna be the same 6-speed? Will it be a dual clutch transmission? I don't know. Will the car continue to have the computer controlled central diff? These are things that you know it's in this now, maybe you should get down and buy one now because you know that it's here. Would it be cool to have the final of a generation, not only body-wise, but also the end of the era of the EJ? I think that would be pretty cool to have. And then overall, just the driving experience in here, the steering wheel, what are all these things gonna be like when we get to the 2021? Subaru has been really tight-lipped about the whole deal. Even things like the seats, how are those gonna change? You do know how they are now in this current generation STI. But why don't we go ahead, let's go ahead and wrap this up and take it for a spin, because that's really where this STI shines, is in the engagement of the driving. Let's go ahead and take it for a spin. All right, guys, we left Loki Subaru. I'm making a quick U-turn just to get some free road. 2020 Subaru WRX STI into second gear. I'm gonna roll on throttle. Love that feel from that EJ motor. May not have 400 horsepower, but boy, it has that old school feel, old school fun from a turbocharged engine. These are the unknowns. Should you get the 2020 STI, you have a lot of known quantities with the 2020 STI. With the 2021 Subaru WRX STI, there's still a lot of mystery. How much are they gonna change? Yes, there's definitely gonna be a different motor, we know that. What about the transmission? What about the computer-controlled central diff? What about all these other aspects that we talked about in this review compared to what you can currently get now? I don't know. You know, you could buy the last of an era. This generation STI has been around since 2015. The EJ motor, at least in the United States, has been around since 2004. It's really the end of an era in many different ways. Is it the fastest car? No, I've never said that. Are you gonna win drag races against Camaro ZL1? No, but that's not what this car is about. This car is about a unique personality to fit people who want, true enthusiasts that want that overall driving experience. The transmission of this thing is amazing. The overall sounds and sensations, the hydraulic steering. How many cars are left on the market that still have a hydraulic steering pump? If anybody knows, put that in the comment section. And, you know, if you go the 2021 route, will you have the latest? Of course. Are people gonna freaking freak out when you're driving down the road because they've never seen one before? Of course. But are they gonna have issues? Do you wanna be that guinea pig? Do you wanna be that test pilot, so to speak, for the all-new generation STI? These are questions. I can't answer them for you. I've already kind of made my answer by getting my Type RA, but these are things that you have to really sit down. But I promise you, I will be at whatever show they unveil that new generation STI, and we will bring it to you here on Rady's Rides. You can definitely count on that. But to say goodbye to this, I know there's part of me that's happy it's going, because I always like to see what are the changes going to be, but there's still certain qualities about this car that are just wonderful, and this is one of them. Hear those whines from the gearbox, third gear. Really, really great. It's just a fun car to drive, and the feedback is phenomenal, and it's just the whole experience. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of a what am I thinking on the whole topic. You know, I'll be honest, I bought the first year of the Type R. It was early production. It had some issues. It was new, even though it was a Honda. These are things that you got to take in consideration. If you don't mind that, hey, the cars have warranty. Subaru will take care of you, I'm sure. Then go for it if you want to be all new. But if you want something that's the last, this is it. You might want to get down to your local Subaru dealership and jump on this, because the experience is really fun. The hydraulic steering is so unique. But is the car perfect? No. It could have more power. Styling wise, I would like to see a little bit of a different direction. Would like to see some more flared fenders, things like that. But you know, it's been definitely a good ride for this generation, 2015 to 2020. And then the big question is, are they going to bring back a hatch? I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But we're going to get back to Loki Subaru, wrap this up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys. So the big question, should you go ahead and get this 2020 Subaru WRX STI? I personally would say yes. Now, obviously, I know some of you would be biased, saying, well, Joe, you own a Type RA. Listen, I've told you the things I don't like about these cars. I've told you the things that I do love about them. Are they perfect? No. But is the 2021 going to be perfect? I don't think so either. But the decision is up to you. It's your money. Go ahead, though. If you haven't driven the last of this era, the last generation of this particular setup, I would get down and definitely take one for a spin before you just put all your eggs in the 2021 basket. But I definitely got to thank Montel, Spencer, Larry, and the rest of the crew here. Open up the doors for Rady's Rides. So accommodating. If it's things like this that you like to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you are new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content on the channel just for you, click the link in the description. Get yourself some merch. I know Tom, ever since we started filming together, it's been a nice little journey here. He's fallen more in love with these WRX STIs. He sees what they're all about, and I'm hoping that he could share that with you. Follow him on Instagram @MoshPhotos. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.